The gospel writers each testify that Jesus treated women with respect in opposition to the cultural norms. He spoke to women in public. He healed women. He allowed women to sit at his feet and learn from him. And we know from the Gospel of Luke that Jesus journeyed from village to village with a caravan, including female disciples. There was Mary called Magdalene, Susanna, and many others. These women were helping to support them out of their own means. The Gospel of Mark states that the women who were present at crucifixion had followed him when he was in Galilee and ministered to him. Given that Jewish women at this time were not to learn the scriptures or even leave their households, Jesus' message was distinctly different and liberating for women. So it stands to reason that any true apostle of Jesus would also embrace female leadership. In his epistle to the Corinthians, Paul says, "The women are to keep silent in the churches, for they are not permitted to speak, but are to subject themselves, just as the law also says. If they desire to learn anything, let them ask their own husbands at home, for it is improper for a woman to speak in church." And also said, "I do not allow a woman to teach or exercise authority over a man, but to remain quiet." Although Jesus never said anything along these lines, the Roman Catholic Church adopted Paul's decree. The second Catholic Pope, Linus, a disciple of Paul, made head coverings for women a mandatory practice in the year 70 AD, up until 1983. Over time, Paul's doctrine has eclipsed the words of Jesus to such an extent that Paul is, perhaps, the most influential person in the history of Western civilization. Religion has become a billion-dollar industry, complete with mega-churches and celebrity preachers. Private jets, live in mansions, and hoard hundreds of millions of dollars for themselves. It is impossible to mention extravagant wealth in religion without mentioning the Roman Catholic Church. Well known for its opulent costumes and decor, the Vatican sits atop billions of dollars in assets. The Pope exemplifies the word of Paul when Adam went against God's decree and ate from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. He was cast out of paradise, and his sin brought death upon mankind. But according to Paul, Jesus' sacrificial death atoned for Adam's sin. For as in Adam all die, so in Christ all will be made alive. There is just one glaring problem with this logic. If Christ's sacrifice really meant that believers would no longer be held accountable for original sin, we would never taste death. But the obvious fact is we do. And the proof of that is the simple fact that we still die. As a result of Paul's deception, believing that faith alone will save them. But that contradicts Jesus, who clearly said that faith alone is not enough. Matthew chapter 7 verse 21. "Not everyone who says to me, 'Lord, Lord,' will enter the kingdom of heaven, but only the one who does the will of my Father who is in heaven."